Welcome back to another episode of the Eat Sleep Stream podcast. As always, my name is Gus, aka Bruin. I don't mind using my name; it's already out there, anyways. But I'm here with probably the most positive. How would you say it? Like positive reinforcement when you're
Yeah.
playing Fortnite. I mean, in
Yeah.
general too, but in Fortnite, I've never I consider myself pretty positive when it comes to that, but in Fortnite, you're always so positive about it, and I love that.
I try to
But
be, man. My thing is, I don't think I've ever even like thrown a controller or like hit a desk or anything like that. I play games for fun.
exactly,
It's a wind down thing for me. It's a way that I can come home from work, relax a little bit, and have some fun. So obviously, I want to be the best at whatever game I'm playing,
hmm
but I don't gain anything from getting angry.
that's
So I try to
right.
take time and like learn from what I've done and try to be better.
Yeah,
So that's just kind of my theory on it.
and I had to say that, but it's already been a little, and I haven't even introduced yourself. This is Coast, everybody,
Hey guys, my name's Coast. Welcome, welcome. How are y'all doing tonight?
and well, I guess introduce yourself in regards to what you want the people to know about you. What do you stream? If you stream
Okay.
anything specific, I mean, I know the answer, but yeah,
So I call myself a variety streamer, which means I play everything. But admittedly, mostly I play Fortnite. When I first started off, I started streaming the very, very, very end of August. But I started taking streaming very seriously in September. So I actually started off playing Doom. I wanted to start streaming a game that where it was just me playing, so I could get used to the whole streaming thing and like carrying conversations and things like that. So I started off on a solo game called Doom. I had never played it before, and man, oh man, I will never forget that game. Like it was so much fun for me to play that, and I had a blast with it. So I play Overwatch, I play Fortnite, really anything that's coming up, I'm gonna be playing it. So it's a
have
lot
you
of
played
fun.
Sea of Thieves yet?
I have it downloaded and I've played it for like 15 minutes. I'm actually probably going to stream some of that tonight after Fortnite.
Oh,
So,
nice, nice.
really looking forward to it,
What's your I guess with the 15 minutes, your first thoughts on it?
My first thoughts. It took me forever to find a character that I wanted to play. I wanted somebody with dark hair. I wanted somebody with long hair. I wanted somebody with a little bit of a dad bod. You know what I mean? So, just I like the way they had it set up where the revolving characters and you got to pick. But it just took me so long because I like to customize things. But so far the game's good. It's very pretty. Like the water is absolutely beautiful, and I can't wait to get back into it.
Nice.
Very optimistic. And then that $30 price point right now.
Oh, still. Oh, well,
It's pretty
probably
nice.
by the time this airs, it might not be.
Oh, sorry
But
guys, sorry. Back to 60. Back to
back
60.
to 60. Hopefully not, but all right. One okay. So one question I have to say right away because I didn't on on Firefox's podcast,
hmm
and I think it's pretty important, and I would like to know how did you get the name Coast?
So it's kind of a tribute to my grandfather. For whatever reason, he always used to listen to Otis Redding, and one song which everybody knows, "Sitting at the Dock of the Bay." Man, I'm in love with that song. It's got to be my favorite one ever. And I like wordplay. I like twisting things up. And admittedly, the regular spelling of coast was already taken, so I kind of had to be a little bit clever with it. But I've made it my own. I've joked about it, and so far it's mine.
Yeah, that's one thing I always like to figure out with anybody, any streamer or like gamer, like how they got their gamer tag or how did you get this? Because it's pretty unique, and I realized because me and Firefox were just talking, and afterwards I realized I didn't ask him that, and I always wanted to know how he
I
got
don't
it.
even know about him either. I don't know his reasons. I think it's good to have your own identity. It's I think mine's kind of intriguing because obviously it's spelled different, but I think it's
Mhm.
something that people will look at and say, what's
Yeah.
this about? So it kind of catches the eye, I think.
hmm And well, I guess the second thing I kind of wanted to talk about, which you briefly told me, and I didn't want to find out a little bit more because I wanted to be more surprised. But something happened in your stream the other day.
Yeah, just a little something. Here, let me let's switch the drinks up before we start talking about this one. Yeah, do you want to lead it?
Uh, well, actually, no. I think I want to kind of I kind of want to see your build up to it because obviously,
Okay, I got you. I
yeah,
got
you
you.
know what I mean. All right.
So, like I said, I've been streaming since pretty much September. I'm going to stick with September. So, very new to it. This was something that I started to kind of break out of my shell. I'm actually pretty. I'm a pretty shy guy for the most part, and I got to the point where I was just keeping to myself, and I wanted to use the whole streaming thing as a way to bust out and be the person that I want to be. So, I started streaming, started playing a lot of Fortnite. Met a dude named Smitty, which most of you may know. Great dude, so much fun to play with, great streamer. Obviously, like, so good at the game. And we had been having some tough times with the game. The last patch was kind of stressful. So we went on a maybe 3 or 4 or 5 day losing streak where no matter what we did, we couldn't win. Like, second place, second place, second place. And he actually got off for the night. And I was telling him goodbye. And he actually rated me that night with a couple people that hadn't personally had the chance to stream for. So I'm always excited for that. So I think it was just like him and maybe 2 other people in my chat. And then this new person came in and hit me with the follow. And her name was Miss Sweets 8. I had never heard about her. I'd never met her before. Never talked to her or anything like that. And we were kind of having a heart-to-heart conversation in my chat. I was talking about how I wanted to be the best father I could be for my son, and I mentioned that my dad had passed away when I was 15, which is kind of a hard topic that I don't want to talk about too much, but I was trying to be uplifting, and I just wanted to say that I wanted to be the best person I could be for my son. And Smitty got off. I kept playing. I was actually gonna end the stream, believe it or not. I was gonna end. I had plans to go to sleep early that night for work. And out of nowhere, I look over, I hear my alert sound, and it says Aiden, raid. And I was like, wait, what? Wait, like, hold, man, in my mind, I was like, wait, this can't be, no.
Like,
And then I look over.
Aiden, right? Like, that's
Yeah,
what you're
yeah,
thinking.
yeah. And then I see the chat just absolutely blow up. I mean, just like, like I was like befuddled, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is like really happening! Like, this is something that you don't think will happen. Like, and even now, it doesn't feel real. But it was so great. It was so much fun. Like, I feel like it really pushed me as a streamer because I just had this opportunity that's not given out,
Mm-hmm.
and I had to roll with it, and I had to to play to the best of my ability because really everybody from that chat. I don't know if you guys know about Aiden, but he's one of the best console players in the game. He's probably one of the top 10 players in the game. Like,
I'd say
dude,
top 5, top 3, even.
he's like a surgeon. He's very meticulous. He's very precise. He doesn't miss a shot. He stays calm. Like, this dude, he's a titan. Like, he is, oh man. Um, so to see them come from that caliber of gameplay and then be introduced to me, who's a casual gamer, I work 40 hours a week. My family takes priority, and then to come to me, this humble Southern guy who just started streaming. Oh man, it was just it was a crazy night, and I'm proud to say that I did get a victory. I did win,
Oh,
um,
yes.
and it was just so much fun, man. It was just oh man, I can't believe it. Honestly, I still can't. But
Um,
yeah.
what was the count? I know, like,
So I
go ahead.
personally, and I suggest this for all small streamers. I don't consider myself a small streamer, but I'm just saying this in general. I suggest that most people, if they're nervous about their numbers, stream with their count off. In my mind, while you're streaming, you need to be playing the game and you need to be talking and you need to be active. So it doesn't matter if you have 15 people, it doesn't matter if you have one person, it doesn't matter if you have 10,000. You need to have fun. You need to be vocal.
And
Um,
sorry to cut you off, but I'm the same way. It's just I asked because I could have met. Oh, you recorded it, right? Is there a VOD?
there is a VOD, yes.
Okay, that's what I want to see, that face of, like, because I mean, we get rated and host,
Hmm.
not every day, whatever, but it's from people who are watching or whoever it is, but considering he's one of the top console players, that number was probably pretty big to where you probably saw a name thanked, and then you were like, "Whoa."
So I did go and I took a quick peek. I've watched the VOD since then, just like snippets, because I just kind of want to like remember it in my mind. I got hit with 7,900,
Wow.
which is that's powerful. That's very powerful. I did take a little look. I had to go to the bathroom and compose myself for a minute because I was like, wait, this is like legitimately happening. This is like a rocket, a push potential. So I did take a look. I had 1,900, and I streamed for about 3 more hours, and I kept like 1,100 the whole time. So I'm proud of that. Honestly,
Yeah.
I think that's I don't know. People saw something in me, and I just, if he happens to see this video, like seriously, thank you for even seeing something in me and giving me the potential to perform. I mean, I don't know. It was just awesome.
And have you watched? Did he have VOD of it?
Yeah, Smitty sent me some clips. I have streamer mode pulled up on Discord, but I saw where he was sending me messages because he was actually going to go to sleep too because he ended his stream, and he was sending me some stuff and some clips. I can send you that later.
All right.
But, yeah,
I'd like to see both sides of it. I always like seeing that when it's like, I don't know. Do you watch Courage, JD?
I do.
I always like it when like he'll do random ones, and then if he finds a streamer, obviously same thing happens. People go watch, but then when you go to that person's stream and see, and it's like, it's just crazy. Yeah.
Well, see, I don't know if I mentioned it earlier, but Miss Sweets, she was the one that was in my chat. That's actually his girlfriend.
Oh.
I didn't know that. I had no idea. People in chat told me. So, like I said, I had no idea who she was. I was just talking to her. In my chat, if you come in, I want you to feel welcomed. It doesn't matter who you are. And legitimately, I had no idea who she was. But she definitely opened the door for me. Yeah, I can't wait to see what's going to happen in the future now.
I want to see if she is still part of your community, how she found you. Do you think she just, or did you ask her or not?
I did not ask her. I did not. I'm curious, but let's just say it happened, and here we are.
Because I remember when I was first starting just watching, that's what I did. Like I follow like bigger names, but I would just pick games that I liked watching and played, and I would just scroll down all the way to the bottom and then just try to find people. That's how I found, well, pretty much everybody that I've interviewed so far, I found through Smitty and Sarah.
Yeah, pretty much the same.
Yeah, but that's how I find like a lot of the people I'm close with on Twitch right now. It's just from scrolling and randomly stopping by, and you stay because of how they are, and I think everyone's pretty positive too.
Yeah, it's so interesting to just go through the streams and like watch people and see how they interact and see how they play, and just I think everybody on Twitch is so different, and I think that's why it's a good facility, because if you don't like this person, you can go to the next one, and there's always going to be someone for somebody. You're going to find things that you like in people. So yeah, I don't know, man. It's just this whole thing has been just so much fun, and I feel like personally myself, like I feel like I'm a better person. I feel like I'm more open. I'm more comfortable with talking. Where I would talk to my wife, and I have a tight knit group. I have maybe just a couple buddies that I text and hang out with. And now I'm like smiling in the hallway when I see somebody, and carrying conversation with people in line. You know what I mean? Like, so I just feel in general, since I've started this whole streaming gig, it's been nutty. It's been a fun ride. It's been a fun ride.
How did you hear about Twitch?
Ninja. 100% Ninja. While I was on break at work, because I work 40 hours a week almost, watch YouTube videos and stuff just to keep my eyes open. Heard about Ninja, started watching him, and just it kind of blew up from there. Honestly, as far as Fortnite goes, I actually play the game because of my nephew. I ended up moving, and he was very, very big into it at the time. And he's got a girlfriend now, so he don't play too much anymore. So that's just kind of how everything got started on that end.
So that was around. So you just heard about it when I guess Fortnite started blowing up. Then.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
I created an account just so I could watch, and I had thought about streaming, but honestly, I didn't really get started to even like really think about it until some of my buddies started it. Beesweasel and Firefox, they're both local guys, and I still have not met Bees, believe it or not.
Wow.
Yeah, and he lives like 20 minutes away from me. But I saw those guys streaming, and I was like, okay, this is something that can be like anybody can do this. Like really, anybody can stream if they want to. Um, and they were both very supportive, helping me out and answering all my questions, and uh, it's been good.
What aside from because I feel like this might be the answer to it, but aside from the Aiden raid, what has been the most? I was gonna say like the best thing that's happened, but in your eyes, the most rewarding thing from streaming or a specific stream or.
Um, other than other than the Aiden raid, I'm gonna go back to Doom because for some reason Doom just sits it's a special place in my heart. I had maybe like 4 or 5 viewers at that time. People would come in and say hey, they'd leave, but there was a dude in chat named Brando, and admittedly, I was having a hard day, and he didn't know it, and I didn't tell anybody. But I try to be positive as much as I can. And I was streaming Doom, and he sat in chat with me the whole entire night and talked to me.
Oh wow.
And I will never forget that. I don't even think I've told him how much that meant to me, but just him coming and like literally talking every couple of minutes and like giving me tips and just sharing stuff about himself. Like to me, that this is what it's about. It's about meeting new people. It's about engaging, and I don't know. That's just so special to me that he stuck with me for 8 hours and talked to me and got me through some stuff. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
that's honestly that's one of my most special moments on Twitch so far.
Is he still a part of your community? Or still around?
He's job hopping right now, so he's been very busy, and he'll pop in from time to time and say hello and say that he misses us and stuff like that.
And only because I'm watching right now and I get a little distracted. But
Mm-hmm.
what is the name of your turtle?
He's gonna be shy right now that you
I know,
mentioned.
right when I said that, I just saw him walk away or her walk away.
All right, so we're gonna talk about pets for a minute, if that's cool. His name is
Yeah.
Henry. Henry. He's a yellow-bellied slider. He's amazing. He's very sweet. He lets you pet him, and he's just the best thing ever. Honestly, he's so fun. I got him for my wife. One of the ladies that I work with, she didn't realize how much special care goes into a turtle,
Mhm.
and so I was able to get my tank and get everything set up, and I was able to adopt him from her. And he'll pop back up, but he's amazing.
And since you mentioned pets, what about your other pets?
So this year I have adopted a German Shepherd. Her name is Sadie, and she's a butthole, but I love her and she's sweet. We also have a Border Collie. Her name is Misha. She's 16 years old, I think. She's a sweetheart, and I love her a lot. But this guy right there, man, oh, he's my heart. It's tough to talk about. My wife got him for me. His name is Coda, by the way. She got Coda for me for a graduation present from college, and he ended up passing away when he was 3.5 years old. And he's I don't know. He was my everything. He opened my heart so much. Like I never understood dog people. I never understood like loving something that much, but he was everywhere with me. If I went to the bathroom, he was in there. When I got home, he was waiting on me. Like we could cuddle and play, and he was the best. He was the best dog I've ever had in my whole entire life. But yeah, he's very special.
That's the one thing that like I was thinking about it today. So about getting a dog because I mean I've had dogs growing up too, and they similar situations happen, and it's just so hard to well one for me it's a little different because I live by myself
Hmm.
and I have work throughout the day. I feel like I would just not on purpose but because I'm living a life I would neglect the pet if I had one because
Mhm.
again, 8 hours of the day I'm not even there. Um, but yeah, that's also one reason too because it's like you have that companion for so long. But I was actually listening to a podcast and they were saying how like animals, it's just like a heartbreak eventually because you grow so attached and you know I don't even want to talk about this anymore.
I will talk about one thing. I try to be. I don't know if you know about the website Reddit. I frequent it. It's a forum based thing, and there's a subreddit called Pugs, and I frequent that very often, and it's helped me by talking to other people who have losses, and I just tell them that Coda is waiting on their puppy, and to me that makes me feel better, and I try to remember the good because there were so many good times that we had together in such a short amount of time that he was alive. Like I will honestly never forget him. So I try to remember the positive things. I try to remember the good. There's Henry. He's peeking out now. Um,
Now
but
he's hiding because you said that.
oh yeah. But I try to remember the good. You know, there's so much bad in this world, unfortunately, and just you know try not to you know, obviously everybody has emotions and everybody struggles and everybody has tough things in their life, but just try to look
The positive
towards
side
the
of it.
future. You know,
Hmm.
it can be tough sometimes.
And I actually don't know too many fathers that stream, but it just so happened that the last person I had on was a father.
Uh,
You now. Um, what? How does your wife view streaming, and what does she think about it? What does she think about it now?
oh, she loves it. She watches my VODs. She works late, so I take care of him and then I put him to sleep and we spend together the whole day together. And then she'll come home and she's usually tired from working, so she'll fall asleep with Twitch on.
Mm-hmm.
She watches my VOD. She's very, very supportive. She always asks me how my stream went. We always talk about it. Um, and I think that's very helpful too because she pushes me because there are days that are tough and things happen because with a kid, like the other day, I wasn't able to stream. He had a stomach virus and I didn't get to sleep because I worked third shift. So I had no sleep. He was sick all day long. And so as long as stuff like that doesn't happen, it's okay. But for the most part, it's good if you have a supportive family that can push you to be better.
And was it always that way? Like what? Like now
Mhm.
that's really cool. Oh, it's just she. Okay.
She has always been supportive of me.
Nice.
Like I said earlier, I'm a casual gamer. She knew that going into the relationship. I talked to her before I started streaming. I told her that it would help me and that it was something that I was excited about, and it made her excited. And so far, it's been great.
All right. And I know you said that it helps you, and a lot of times with streaming or even watching streams or with any form of entertainment, you watch it to get your mind off things or
Oh,
um,
definitely. Hmm.
what do you feel that streaming has done for you mentally?
It's made me more confident in myself. Like I said earlier, I have a tight group of friends, and they're very vibrant and they're very like they're the life of the party pretty much. And I feel like I'm a normal dude. You know what I mean? Like, so it's made me realize that I have special perks, and it's made me confident in myself that I could do this and entertain people, and it's just been it's been a big eye opener how anybody can do something if they just try, and I think it's been a good thing.
What kind of going back to Young Coast? What was the first game you remember that got you hooked? Like spending
Donkey
hours. Donkey Kong. Oh, okay.
Donkey Kong, my man, Donkey Kong, Super Nintendo. That was the thing. Oh man, I can't tell you how many times I've beaten those games. Donkey Kong 1, Donkey Kong 2, Donkey Kong 3. Like I think 3 is my favorite, which most people don't like 3, but I think that's the one I played the most. Just the oh, dude, I feel like people love Mario and people love Pac-Man, but Donkey Kong will always have that special place in my heart. The first game that I ever played, and oh, dude, I actually kind of want to. I kind of want to stream it, but I don't know how to.
Oh, right, the older ones, huh?
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I don't know how you would do that. So now it's just like HDMI with
hmm
the Elgatos. How old was Little Coast when that happened?
Um, he's 3 now.
Oh,
Um,
I'm sorry. I meant
oh, me,
you
Little Ghost.
young. Yeah,
Okay.
like when was that
That's funny
Donkey
because
Kong age?
that's funny because I call my son Little Coast. So that's funny. 4. I think I was 4 years old when I first
Oh
started gaming.
wow,
hmm
that's pretty young. I don't. I to be honest, I don't remember. I remember getting a PS1 or PlayStation,
hmm
and then I remember getting a Game Boy too when it came out. But I
We
don't. Maybe
we were
5 years old.
5. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the reason I played it the most is because my sisters had one. They had the regular Nintendo, and then we were able to get the Super Nintendo. But growing up, we didn't have the most money, so I was kind of like 2 years behind everybody. So you mentioned the Game Boy.
Mm-hmm.
Pokemon blew up. I mean,
Oh
Pokemon, when I was growing up, that was the thing. And it still is, really. It still is. Um, and I remember my mom saved and saved and saved, and she was finally able to get me a Game Boy Color,
what color?
the green one, lime
Oh,
green.
I had the same one.
And I just remember one year, we didn't even know if we could go to the beach because gas prices went up to like 120 or something like that. So we didn't know if we could like physically make it there. But I just remember playing Pokemon Silver, I think was the one, and I played it the whole way to the beach, and oh man, it was just so much fun.
I okay, so I probably will never get the chance to tell this story, and I don't think anyone really knows it aside from like my family.
Okay.
But it just reminded me because of the Game Boy. Um, so this was I think 2000. I was 7 years old.
hmm
That means my sister was like she's 5 years younger than me, so she was like maybe I was 8, and she was I don't know she was younger than me, and so yeah, I was super addicted to playing, and I liked playing basketball. So I was in a basketball league, but there was one day where I was just like, oh, I don't want to go to my game. I just want to play, or I
hmm
just want to play, the game. And then so I would bring my game to the game, give it to my mom while I played, and then when I was done, play afterwards. And so my family's all there. I see them in the corner of the gym, and my sister would play the game when I'm not there, and she knew. I just knew in my head like, okay, she's not gonna corrupt my data. Like that's fine. It's all good. That was like all I was worried about. But this day, my sister was sick, and I'm on the bench playing, or I'm on the bench watching my team play,
hmm
and then I see my sister in the corner, and she just yaks on the court and just throws up. And she was playing my game when this happened.
Uh,
So in my I see that happen. I'm like, oh my god! Like first thing was, is she okay? Because she was just standing like, I don't know. It was weird, but my family, like dealt with that and everything. And then I go to my mom and I go, she got it on the game, huh? And she goes, and my mom was like, yeah, but we cleaned it. It's okay. And then I go and I cleaned it afterwards, but I just remember like it was clean, like they tried. But the little cable where like the little port where you can like connect it to another one. Yeah, you already know what I'm gonna say. Yeah, pretty much there was
you
some
got to get a
stuff in
Q-tip
there.
then, right? Get it all done
Yeah,
in there.
I had to clean it, but oh man.
That's grody.
And my sister, so my sister just found out, or my family found out that about the podcast and everything about my streaming.
That's awesome,
So
dude.
they'll hear this, and she's probably gonna be embarrassed, but
Oh no, it's okay. She'll forgive you. Oh man. So what made you want to do the podcast thing? I know you stream yourself, so I think it's an awesome thing what you're doing right now, like giving, other streamers the opportunity to speak about themselves and speak about their passion. So like, what made you want to do this?
The first thing was me wanting to know more about people. Like I mean, I've watched you. I've watched, there's like a good handful of people, maybe like 10 people I try to watch here and there.
Hmm.
And you know so much about a person, and then you get closer to where you're messaging outside of streaming, stuff like that. But there's still like a lot you don't know about a person.
Hmm.
And like I've already learned so much just from today. I've learned so much about the past people I've interviewed that I didn't know
Hmm.
before. And in my eyes, it's like it's hard to set aside time to just hang out with people. But if we set aside time to kind of have like a thing of, okay, hey, we got to do this, but in my head it's like it's a podcast. It's not like a we got to do homework type thing. It's not. It's fun. It's a conversation. And then it's just it gives other people that opportunity to get to know you as well. And
I think
that's my number one thing.
I think it's a really cool thing you're doing. I think it's going to be special, and I can't wait to see who you invite on next. And like, just I listened to the Smitty one. I don't think Firefox's is out yet.
No, his will at the time of this coming out, they come out every Sunday.
Okay.
And I'm trying to maybe release one or two clips throughout the week to like get people a little excited for it. But every Sunday it'll come out. So yours would be the Sunday after Super Bowl Sunday.
Ooh. Okay.
And Firefox's is actually Super Bowl Sunday. So,
Are you watching? You're going to be off that night?
I'll watch. Yeah, I'll for sure watch. I don't know if I'm gonna be off or like have it in the background, but yeah.
Who's winning?
See, I don't have a favorite football team, but whatever team I go for, like if I'm from LA, so if there's any LA team playing,
I got you.
I'll go for it. And so like baseball, I don't really watch baseball, but I'll go for the Dodgers. Not because I follow them or I'm bandwagon. It's just I just go for my team.
Mm-hmm.
But the only team that's LA that I've always gone for is the Lakers. Basketball is the only one. If the Clippers are playing, not really, 'cause the Lakers are.
Oh man, I used to be so bad at basketball growing up, man. Since you talked about playing earlier, like I've always kind of had this, curvy side of myself.
I'm saying.
So I couldn't hang with the teams and stuff growing up.
Yeah. No,
But
same, man.
as far as football goes, like I don't watch NFL too much. I do love the Packers though, so don't hate me. But I'm excited for Sunday. I think it's going to be a good game. I usually root for the underdog, which I think is going to be the Rams in this one, obviously.
Yeah, so.
So, but it's going to be fun, and I'm glad I'm off and I get to watch it.
Oh, nice. But did you play any other sports growing up? No. All right.
No.
Would you believe me if I told you I was the captain of an athletic sport team in high school?
I would, but you would have to tell me which team.
No, I want you to guess what sport.
Athletic. Tennis?
No.
Soccer?
No. Oh, no. I'm just saying, like, nothing against soccer. It's just, in my head, I picture, how much running do you have to do in every sport? Okay, soccer has non-stop running. Yeah, I'll pass.
I don't know, man. Tell me.
Golf.
Golf. There we go. I play putt-putt. I don't know if that counts, but
Oh, yeah.
No,
that's like the only thing I was good at in golf. And I said I was the captain because, well, I was, but I went to a school that was predominantly Latino, so like 98%. And that is not a very Latino-esque sport because it's costly, and my school never had funding. And the first year they had a guys team, I played. My family played growing up.
Mm-hmm.
And then so I just started playing or on the team and only played for 2 years, but I was pretty bad, but I was
2 years in
best.
cap. That's not bad.
Yeah. Well, because I think I ended halfway through the second year, but either way, yeah, I played.
Yeah, no, no sports for me. I
What
couldn't
about
hang.
so? I asked Mitty this question, and he doesn't. The last movie he saw was It in 2017. What's one movie that you've seen recently that's been pretty good, and what's one of your favorite movies of all time?
That's a good one. So the best movie I've seen in a long time was actually the last movie I saw, Spider Man. Dude, that was so good. It came out in December, and for me, that was probably the best movie of 2018, just
Oh
hands
wow!
down.
Even better than
So
Infinity War.
I don't know. That's tough. Um, I don't know, man. That's tough. They're very, very, you know.
They're different. I'd say story was better with Spider Man.
hmm
I mean, I feel like we just liked Infinity War because it was just so crazy.
There was a lot of build up to the
Yeah.
Infinity War. Obviously, what they Marvel's been coming out with movies for how long now, and so
Yeah.
that was like one of the huge climaxes to the series.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to see what happens next with that. Spider Man, if you can't tell already, was a big part of my childhood.
So
So
I,
just seeing them
I
take
think
that.
we're twins, dude. 'Cause I gotta pull. So I have a blanket here that I've had since I don't know when. Spider Man blanket. That's my favorite superhero of all time. But sorry for cutting you
um,
off. I just had to say that.
no, you're good, dude. So for me, growing up, like I don't know the most about comics because like it was at a weird time where I was really into it, but I was also like just getting into high school, and it was kind of one of those things that wasn't really accepted at that point in time because it was like you were nerdy and you were geeky, and at least in my high school, like if you wasn't playing football or anything like that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And that was right around the time where like Halo came out too, because gaming started to kind of hit this boom with the Xbox and PlayStation and all that, and so it started being accepted. But comics really weren't until Marvel hit the studios. I think
I
that's
might even say not even when Marvel hit. I'd say like when Avengers hit. Cause like when Iron Man came out, like everybody liked or like people liked it. It was a good movie, but like
mm,
I feel like people started being more into comics when like Avengers came out, when they were all coming together and like everyone DC wanted to get in on it too, and yeah.
see in my mind like, and I don't want to offend anybody because obviously everybody has opinions. DC kills it on the animated movies. I mean, they
Oh yeah.
destroy on the animated.
Mhm.
Like they're nasty. I'm a Marvel fanboy, always have been, and I like what I've seen on the screen so far. Avengers has been great. Just everything that's came out really has been. I think I've seen every single movie that's came out
Mhm.
in theaters on the first night, other than Ant Man 2. I didn't watch that one.
Oh really?
Yeah, I don't know.
No, I'm the exact same way. I go every premiere day. I go. I think I'm pretty sure I had to have gone for Ant Man. I've gone for everyone.
So
Um,
I've missed the one, but other than that, I've been pretty consistent. And
have
so
you
far, I haven't been let down.
have you seen Ant Man 2 since then?
I have. It
What'd you
was
think?
was good. I can't relate to him. I don't know much about him as a
Mm-hmm.
superhero, and I don't know. Maybe it's just not for me. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. What is well? I guess for me to clear things up too, because I like both. I like DC, Marvel. So when people
hmm
say, "Oh, you only like Avenger," you don't like. Oh, one big thing I don't like is I didn't like the Justice League movie. Um, not
I still haven't seen it.
oh well, I won't spoil anything, but I didn't like it for my reasons. But people are like, "Oh, it's because you like Marvel. That's why you don't like it." It's like no, like I like the Flash TV show. I like the
Mhm.
whole Arrowverse. I don't know if you keep up with it, but like Arrow
I've seen
and
the first like 3 seasons of Arrow. In my mind, why can't you like both? If it's good content and everybody's having fun, you can like both. Obviously, like I like Marvel more than I like DC. I
hmm
like Coke better than I like Pepsi, but I like
yeah,
both.
exactly. And for people who always pick this out, it's like, dude, like they got they're gonna make a Flash movie eventually because they've been having the rights for that for whatever, and directors switch out. But like, I'd want to see that. Like that'd be crazy. Like Flash is such a crazy superhero. Um, but maybe I'll make a podcast just talking about Marvel and DC comics. 'Cause I literally watch everything. I keep up with all the news on it. Everything. Oh,
If y'all are
nice.
getting into comics, check out X-Men. It's a good start. So now, since we're on the topic, pop vinyls. Holy crap, man! This thing got big back when Magneto. He's my buddy. Probably my favorite villain of all time as far as like comics go. And then since we're on the topic of X-Men as well, Colossus. He is my guy. I love him so much, man.
What Colossus do you like better, X-Men series Colossus or Deadpool series Colossus from the movies?
They're very similar. I like I don't know. Deadpool was funny.
Yeah.
He was so good in that. And I think the reason I like Colossus is because no matter what happens, he's always doing the best he can to be good and to make the right choices. Like he has like unquestionable strength, right? He's the leader of the group at times. He does everything he can to do the best thing. So putting him up against Deadpool, who is very off the cuff,
Yeah.
yeah, it was funny to see them, you know, butt heads, and it was, oh man, that was so good.
Was it? Have you seen both? You've seen both of them, right? Deadpool.
Hmm.
I think it was the first one where he's like explaining to him like, see, like there is the good in people, stuff like that. And then what does he do? He cuts somebody or like shoots somebody, and he just throws up.
Pukes up everywhere.
Yeah.
No, or was it when he, or maybe, I don't know. Anyways, yeah.
Oh, okay. Your sound cut out for like a second there, but we're all good.
We're good now?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, going back into streaming a little bit, I know you talked about, well, pretty much the main game that you play is Fortnite.
Hmm.
Obviously, there's been a lot of controversy throughout all the updates of Fortnite. What's one thing you would want to stay in Fortnite and that you enjoy, and one thing you just like, all right, we gotta get rid of it or alter it?
As far as like something that has to go, I think it just needs to be tweaked. Late game rockets are very, very stressful. If you don't, I personally don't use rockets if I can help it. At the end of the game, if anybody has a grenade launcher, rocket launcher, anything like that, it's extremely overpowered, and it's very hard to fight against it, which means that you lose a lot at the end. So you've played for 20 minutes, 15 minutes, and then you run up against a squad, and all they're doing is exploding you. There's you can't do much against that. One thing I would like to see come back, and I think this is probably controversial too, is the Tommy gun.
Oh, I love that.
I feel like I was the best when I had that. I understand why they took it out because of the whole spray and pray meta,
Yeah.
but I feel like that was probably the best state of Fortnite. As a gamer, I feel like I played the best when that was happening. So I would like to see that at least come back in maybe like an LTM or something like that.
So you briefly mentioned it, and I caught it only because I've seen it recently. But you said you wouldn't like if it's late game and you go find loot and there's a rocket launcher, you wouldn't
Mhm.
pick it up.
I try not to because I feel like it's scummy. If it's one of those things where me and I usually play solo personally myself, but I've started streaming and I've started playing a lot with Smitty.
Mhm.
If we have a high kill game and we feel like we deserve the win, I'll pick up a rocket just to help. I won't spam it, but there are situations where I feel like it's okay to use.
Mhm.
Um, you got 5, 6, 7, 10 kills, and the other person has one, and they kill you at the end, and then that's the one kill they have the whole
Yeah,
game.
that's.
It's kind of unnerving almost.
Mhm.
Like I
I
said, I don't throw my controllers and I don't hit my deck, but it makes me want to.
I asked because I was watching, or you know Alex Twitch Alex Biz, right?
I do, I do.
So I was watching him a little while ago, and I didn't because I wasn't for some reason my Twitch app chatting on it when I don't have Wi-Fi, it gives an error, so I can't chat.
Hmm.
But he was playing, and he's going through like a big open area, but like there's trees, so he's kind of like hidden, and he's looking through like his loot, and he sees what he has, and he drops his turrets, in my eyes, it's like, well, he probably gets annoyed at people using them, and that's probably
Mhm.
what it was. But why wouldn't you like turrets? Don't take up space in your inventory. You know what I mean?
I think it's so I've noticed a lot of streamers actually very recently doing that. I think it's a strategical thing. It helps you swap to the item that you want to use quicker. So if you know that you're not going to use the turret and you know that you're going to switch between the launch pad and the trap, it's easier to get rid of that so you have a faster reaction time. It depends on if you want to get out of the situation quicker or if you want to trap somebody in with you. It just depends. You want to have this is a game where, like I said, you start and you go from start to finish, or you die immediately. So
Yeah.
if you've played so long and you've looted up and you're geared and you're ready to go, you don't want to risk having a fumble and dying for something silly.
Yeah, that's true. I never thought of it like that. I just saw him
Mhm.
drop in, and I thought it was something related to that.
Yeah, I don't use the turrets either. I don't drop them, but there's not many times where I have to use the launch pad or anything like that. I try to position myself in the best places where I can already be one step ahead of the curve.
All right. So we're almost pushing towards the end. Unless you want to keep going, I'm just letting you know we are at 42 minutes about. Um, so I did just want to get some questions like more getting to know you, more
Hmm.
kind of fun questions. But before we get into that, what's one thing? What's one message you would like to give to people who don't know about streaming? People who watch your streams. What's just one message you want to get across?
Let's talk about up and coming streamers, people that are thinking about it and aren't sure yet. I just want to give some advice to people since I've just recently went through it myself. I can talk about things that I think can benefit you. If you're thinking about streaming and you're financially able to do it and you want to do it because it's so much fun. Honestly, like it's literally a blast. It's you know it's crazy how much fun this is. When I first started, I was nervous. I would sit there and I would be like, maybe tomorrow, not tonight, not tonight, and I would have everything ready and I wouldn't hit go live because my anxiety would build up. Just play the game, have fun, talk to people, like just be confident in yourself. There's still times where you know, my thing when I first started, I would drive home from work and I would talk the whole entire way home. Just to get used to talking and speaking. I would pass a road and I'd be like, "Hey, Somerville, how are you doing? Welcome to the chat. Welcome. My name's Coast. Blah blah blah." And I would get used to speaking and things like that. Another thing, you don't have to have the best gear. You don't have to have the best microphone. You don't have to have the best webcam. You don't have to have a $4,000 computer or whatever platform you're on. Get something that's reliable that you can build with. You can upgrade stuff later. Don't spend $4,000 or $3,000 because you're not going to make it overnight. It's going to be it's a journey. Streaming something that you get to grow and build and you get to become who you want to be with it. So take your time. Two more things. Two more things. Be in Twitch chat. Talk to other streamers. Socialize. Let them know you. Don't advertise like, "Hey, I'm a streamer. Come raid me." Don't do that. That's bad.
Follow for follow.
Yeah, no, no, don't go down that road. Trust me. People are going to see, oh wow, he's got 3,000 followers, and there's two people in his chat. Something's fishy. Not
Yeah.
cool. And what was the final thing that I was going to say? I'm gonna go back to what I said earlier. If you're nervous about your follows, and if that's what matters to you the most, and your viewers, cut your viewer count off. You need to don't. Nobody wants to watch that. Nobody wants to watch that. Talk to your chat and play a game that you enjoy. Because if people get into streaming for the wrong reasons sometimes, unfortunately, I feel like ever since I'm going to use Ninja as example, people think, oh, I want to make a lot of money from this. This is going to be great. I'm going to be loaded. You know, um, play a game that you like, enjoy yourself while you're doing it, and be somebody that you want to be while you're doing it. I think those are probably the best advice tips that I can give.
Nice. No, I totally agree. I think the number one thing is to, like you said, if you want to stream or you want to, be part of someone's community, don't just barge your way in there and be like, oh, can I play with you already? Or can because like the way how I got into streaming was I just watched you guys.
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't stream for I think 2 months after getting to know people and everything, and it wasn't because it's like, oh yeah, well, not that it wasn't that I was I didn't want to do it before. Like I've always wanted to, but it was also that same community that was telling me like, hey, just give it a shot. Like the way you are right now. It's like what's gonna happen if you do this? Like nothing bad. I mean, you play video games. You might as what's the difference?
Mhm. I think if you already have a setup and you're interested in trying it, try it. I mean, just try it. It's not, watch your YouTube videos. Most of the people that stream, if they can help you because they know how to, they will. Most people want to see other people grow. Unfortunately, it can be a little cutthroat at times, even at the bottom, especially at the top, But genuinely, most people want to help each other thrive and they want to see the best happen. So Twitch is interesting. Twitch is an amazing community, and I'm glad to be a part of it.
That's one thing too. It's just how. Well, I mean, obviously, I can't say this forever. I don't know everybody on Twitch, but out of the people that I do follow, everybody's super positive and wanting to. A lot of people say like, oh, obviously, like, don't be like, oh, how do I improve my stream? That's the first thing you ask in a chat. But after a while, like, I know so many people who would be like, "Hey, you want to start streaming? Like what's holding you back? Like,
Hmm.
do you have questions on Streamlabs or what is it? Like, I'll help you out."
Hmm.
And I've never seen so many positive and so many positive people, and that's what I love about it.
Since we're talking about positivity, and we're going to go back to the thing that we discussed earlier, when I got rated by Aiden's chat or by Aiden, I had one mod that night.
Oh,
Amanda, she was about to go to Walmart. She was actually about to leave when it happened. I think she had to time out two people the whole entire night.
that's
So that says wonders about the kind of community that he has built and the people that watch him. That two people out of the whole thing were out of line.
yeah. No, that's
So
really. And who knows? They might not even be from his community. They might be seeing like people, people who aren't a part of communities, but will just go in there.
hmm
So it could have been like that too.
oh yeah, definitely do.
Um, if Fortnite was gone today,
hmm
what would be your number one like go to game right now?
So I'm actually really excited for Anthem. I know they kind of had a rocky start with their VIP demo, but it's a game that I've been looking at for a long time now, and I'm definitely going to stream it when it comes out. I had fun. I was able to access the demo. Unfortunately, I had to work a lot that weekend, but from what I played, I thoroughly enjoyed it. So I'm excited to see how BioWare can make this a game that can compete with other games. So I'm excited to get my hands on it. I'm excited to stream it, and that might be the future of my channel. I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
All right. And I asked this to Firefox, and I apologize in advance if there's any controversy behind it, but it may get your chat riled up. Is a hot dog a sandwich?
Oh, dude, don't even. Come on. You're killing me, man. I don't know. I don't think so. A hot dog's a hot dog.
That's the way I see it. Like I don't. I guess people who say oh it's a sandwich for whatever reason or it's not for whatever reason, they both have points. But at the end of the day, it's like I see a hot dog as a hot dog.
I think it's
Like
a
it's
tomato situation. Like it is what it is. If it's not, it's okay. It's still gonna be a hot dog to me at the end of the day.
yeah, true.
Now you're making me hungry, Bruin. Oh.
Oh, me too. Me too. I only said that messing around. Obviously, people may talk about it, but it's not controversial. Um, Current song on repeat.
Mm. Money trees.
Money
Kendrick
Trees.
Lamar. So
Oh
good, dude.
yeah, I was about to say. I'm like I recognize that.
So
Uh,
good. So good. I don't know, man. I don't. Oh man.
nice.
I feel like I listen to everything. Like I listen to country and I listen to heavy metal and I listen to R&B and rap and everything. But for whatever reason, that song, like ever since I heard it, it's just been like one of my go-tos.
I used to that was a Good Kid, Mad City, right?
Say that
Or
one
was
more
that
time.
before? Good Kid, Mad City, his album.
I think it actually came out like really early, like 2012. So
Oh,
it's
that's
been
when
out
that
for.
came out.
Oh, okay. It might be that then.
I remember like I think it was my third year of college. I just listened to that. That was one of the first albums that I could listen to front and back and like again and again.
Yeah, that's it.
Mm.
I cheated. I googled it. I have a very bad memory. I don't know if anybody. I'm very scatterbrained, so Google is my friend.
Yeah. Damn, we already talked about some of the stuff. I was gonna say favorite sport, favorite movie.
I think
Oh,
actually going back to the movies and stuff, we talked about the one that I liked the most recently.
oh yeah,
As far as like older movies,
yeah.
I wasn't always so cultured. Like I haven't seen Godfather, I haven't seen Scarface or anything like that. But Seven and Pulp Fiction,
Oh yeah.
those are some decent movies, dude. The Professional, Shining, all that kind of good stuff.
Mhm.
Last year, I had never seen. Actually, no, this was 2017. I never watched scary movies at all. I was terrified of them.
Oh.
And so in October, me and my wife watched a scary movie once every night.
Oh wow! So you saw what? Freddy Krueger, Chucky,
uh,
all this.
hmm
Dang.
And The Shining was absolutely amazing. I'm glad to have seen that before Ready Player
Ready Player
One.
One. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
So that was really good.
What you think about Ready Player One?
I don't read. I don't read. I read night books to my son, and that's what prepares me for streaming because I can't read out loud too good. But I got that in a loot crate, and I was like, wow, this actually seems good. So I took it to work with me, and I read it over my lunch breaks for a little bit, and I got hooked on it. I was like, wow, this is an easy read. So this was actually the first book that I had read before I watched the movie. So, you hear people say, "Oh, the book's better. Oh, the book's better."
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, dude, it was a great movie. I had so much fun with it, and especially watching The Shining before I saw the movie,
Oh yeah.
like see all that play out. Oh, it's so good, dude.
Uh, right away when I asked that, I forgot it was a book, and that's why when you're like, "Oh yeah, I never read." I'm like, "What?" Oh yeah, no. All right. Well, I mean, is there any last minute things you want to ask or anything you want to say? Or...
I just wanted to say thank you for having me, man. Like there are plenty of great streamers out there, and like for you trusting me to be on your channel and like put this out there, like honestly, thank you so much, man. Like
Oh no
this has been
problem.
fun. This has been real fun.
Yeah, and it's like I only keep an eye on the clock in my head because I don't want to keep it longer than what I had told you. Because I mean, obviously we got stuff to do. I think you're streaming right after this, so but I don't want to make
Yeah,
it seem
about
like that's what
2 hours.
ran it. Oh, you're gonna stream in 2 hours or?
Mhm.
Oh, okay. But either way, like me, you haven't seen it yet because it has come out. But me and Firefox, we talked for like almost an hour and a half.
Oh, dang, nice.
Yeah, so that's gonna come out. But I mean, we could stay longer if you want. And but like I told you, I said certain time I didn't want to go over it for you. But
Is there anything else you want to discuss? I mean, I'm down for whatever, man. I got time as long as you're having fun. I'm having fun right
oh yeah, no. See, I I could just talk like, especially now knowing like what I know. Like I didn't know you were into. I knew you were into Spider Man. I didn't know as much you were into Marvel and everything else,
now.
and I am too. And like I said, like I could do a podcast of just talking about that. But
I feel like I mentioned earlier, like big into it. It was kind of a weird part in my life where it wasn't popular, and now I regret not taking the initiative to take the time to read the comics and watch the animated shows and stuff like that because now I feel like I'm out of place and I have so much to catch up on. So yeah, I used to go to the comic book store like every weekend and like look around and Magic the Gathering and all that kind of stuff was fun. People would play that in the stores and stuff. So it's just fun, man. Um, X Men and Spider Man are probably my favorite of all time, though.
what is your favorite X Men movie out of the six? I think.
I'm gonna go with Logan. I know
Oh,
it's
Yeah, I
more
didn't add that right, but
categorized
yeah,
towards him, but definitely Logan, man. It was, oh god,
yeah,
it was so good.
that one was probably, I think, the most, I guess, heartfelt. Well, it was, well, yeah, I'd say heartfelt, and I think out of all the superhero movies I've ever seen.
I think that one had it all. It was a serious, like you could feel the pressure in the movie. You could
Yeah.
oh man. God, it was so good. I actually want to watch that right now. Now that we're talking about it.
I know, and like, and it's also like, because I know a lot of people who didn't like it, and I feel like those were the people who, because I remember thinking I went with a friend and his girlfriend, and me and his girlfriend are like super into comics, and
Hmm.
we walked out of there like this is amazing, and he walked out of it like, what do you no, like, we didn't watch the same movie because this was trash, and I was like,
Oh
what made you think that? And he's
yeah.
like, well, he's Wolverine, I want to see him fighting and killing, and what I mean, with this, like, everything, to where they toned it. Well, okay, they toned it up because it was very more gory and violent,
Oh,
but
definitely,
like,
definitely.
obviously he's getting older, so this movie is not going to be him jumping off buildings and everything like that.
Yeah, he definitely wasn't at his prime. Like, I think that
Hmm.
was the special part of it because other
Yeah,
than the comics, you really hadn't seen this side of him. So it was a lot grittier, and like you could feel the pain that he went through every time. That, you know what I mean? So
yeah,
it was cool to see this side of him and just the story. And okay, admittedly, the villain wasn't the best, and that's okay because it was a movie about him.
mhm,
But his journey with X-23 and all that,
yeah,
it was a great movie. Great movie.
yeah. And then even like Professor X, like Patrick Stewart in that movie was really good. And who was underrated in that movie? Stephen Merchant. You know who that is? He was, what was the name of the, like, the other mutant that was with him? I'm blanking out on his name. He's like
Uh,
he's
yep.
albino.
We could sit here for 15 minutes. I'm not gonna remember it.
I know.
It starts with a C, I think.
Oh,
This brain don't work sometimes.
and that same character was in X Men Apocalypse. He was the one that had
He's the
Calypso.
tracker.
No, not Calypso.
I'm
What
gonna
was the
cheat.
name?
Bruin, I'm cheating.
It's
I'm
okay.
cheating. Caliban.
Caliban, yeah.
See, I was
Um,
close. I was
yeah,
close.
man. But what did you? Or I guess another question, because you like X Men. What do you feel about the new one coming out, the Dark Phoenix? Are you excited? Are you?
Okay, so that's one of the better storylines in the whole entire series.
Yeah.
I liked the movies when they came out. I liked the third one, and that touched on it a little bit. But I'm excited to see where they go with this one. I'm hopefully and hopelessly optimistic on everything. Obviously, you have your fanboys who are like, "Oh God, you ruined my childhood. How dare you?" But I'm always going to have my memories. So
Yeah.
if you put something in front of me that's enjoyable, I'm going to want to watch more of it and more and more. And if you put something out there that I don't like, I can forget about
Yeah.
it.
No, that's true. That's what. Like, when did you hear the news today about Batman?
Oh no, I didn't.
So it's official that Matt Damon, no, I said that, Ben Affleck is not gonna be Batman in the next Batman movie. They didn't say who or what, but Matt Reeves is directing it,
Mm-hmm.
and it's gonna come out 2021 or 20, no,
Okay.
21.
21 probably.
Yeah, but it's like official. Ben Affleck even retweeted saying like, I can't wait to see what he does with it. Um, but yeah, so what do you think
That's
about that?
interesting. Batman's one of those things where I mean, how many people? Six, seven, eight, nine, 10. I
Oh, I
mean,
know.
so I'm always optimistic to see what they come out with. I think there's a lot that they can do with Batman, and you know, I hope the best. As a moviegoer, I want to see the best possible product,
Yeah,
and if they can find somebody that can really, I mean, big shoes to fill. If they can find somebody that can be that caliber, and I think it'll be good.
when you watch a comic movie, Are you watching it? Well, because I feel like knowing background in something, you watch it from two point of views. You watch it from, does it relate to the comic, and then
Hmm.
you watch it as, is it just a good movie? And I feel like for me, whenever I go into a movie like a Marvel DC, I'm not like 90-10, but like 60-40 is my comic book side overpowers it. What
I
do you
think
feel
it,
it is with you?
I think it goes back to being a comic book reader and a moviegoer. If they meet in the middle,
Mm,
I'm good, right?
yeah,
If I don't like the movie, I've always got the comics. Like I said earlier, like I can go back to the tried and true version of it and enjoy it.
true.
But as a fan of both, I want them to put out the best. And
That's
if
true.
if it's a little bit different here and there, no worries. If you screw up and kill my favorite character for no reason, especially when that didn't happen in the comics, we're not cool.
Yeah.
So it just depends. It depends on how they handle it. And so far, I mean, God, the comic book movies that they've put out have been huge. I mean, people that would never, ever, ever set foot in a comic book store
Yeah.
are passionate fans. So they've brought it alive. You know what I mean? So you know, it's a good time to be a comic book fan.
And that's the way I feel like it is. Like with one thing, I guess I want to get your opinion on it too, and we didn't talk about, but streaming is the same way. Like playing
Oh
video
yeah.
games, and that was always looked at as like nerdy and stuff.
Hmm.
But it's like now it's like, maybe like I think I talked about it with Firefox or Smitty, but maybe the fact that, like you said earlier, Ninja makes how much money playing video games? I want to do it now too. To where maybe that's why people are flocking to it more. But either way, it's like
I,
streaming like is so
I
popular now, and gaming.
I think it's accepted. I think that I mean Ninjas played with Drake, so that brought two very powerful, very different communities together,
Mhm.
and it shone a limelight on Twitch. It made it where, okay, this is the thing. Like this is popular and this is fun and I like what I've seen so far. Like, let me check out this dude. Let me watch this streamer. Let me make a Twitch account real quick. Oh, this is fun. Oh wait, I don't like this game. Let me look at the next game. Like, I could do this. Like, so I feel like it's saturated, but there's so many people that you're gonna have viewers for any kind of streamer. So
Mhm.
now I personally think is a good time to get into it.
Do you think it? Because I'd say it's. I wouldn't say it's accepted yet, but it's. I feel like I feel like certain things will never be 100% accepted. Because, like, for instance, now, how many people make millions on YouTube? A lot of people. But if that one of those people were to be like, "Oh, I'm a YouTuber," people wouldn't be like, "Oh my god!" Like, people would be like, "You film videos? Like, what is that?" Even now, even though YouTube's been out since like 2006, so I feel like, yeah, this past year has been crazy positive for streaming, but I still feel like it's kind of like that.
I mean, people have asked me if I would be a full time streamer. Uh, for me personally, like I said earlier, my family comes first. If I could, it's not about the money, but if it became a scenario where I made more than I make in my job,
Mm-hmm.
then I would definitely consider it because it's right now is a good time to be in on it. So
Yeah.
if I made the money, if I was having fun doing what I was doing, and if I could support my family financially by doing this, I mean, that's the goal, right? That's
Yeah.
what you want. So yeah, I think if you have the potential and if you have the capability and if it worked for you, that's I mean that's just amazing. So yeah.
What do you think was the biggest moment in sports slash streaming? I'm sorry, esports or gaming slash streaming last year.
So we spoke about it earlier. I don't really play too many other games or I don't follow too many streamers other than Fortnite, admittedly. But for me as a fan, the skirmishes were just ridiculously fun. I couldn't wait for them to pop up. I couldn't wait to watch the games and see you're putting the best of the best of the best of the best against each other for money.
Yeah.
So as a viewer and as a fan, just watching like, oh man, he just killed him. I can't believe that just happened. Like,
Yeah.
stuff like that. It was juicy and it made me want to watch it. I don't follow League of Legends, so I can't speak for that. But that was probably my favorite of last year, definitely.
I think my favorite in relation to that was watching that type of competitiveness with Fortnite for the first time, and then being so shocked where it was like the last circle and there's 30 people still,
Oh
and
yeah,
then the
50
circles,
even.
yeah, the circles closing in, and then you see people far into the storm with like 12 med kits and just
Hmm.
healing, and that's what wins games.
Hmm.
That was crazy to me.
Fortnite's not for everybody. It's not. Some people dog it. Some people love it. Some people hate it. Some people enjoy it. It's one of those games where if it's your thing and you like it, then that's cool. Um, but it's very strategic. There are unfortunately there's so many weapons in the game, but also that creates different strategies. So at any point in time, something could be better than the other thing. It's so situational. So I think it's a good thing to have competitive Fortnite where you're literally like on the edge of your seat, like, oh no, that just happened. Oh my god, I can't believe that. So yeah, it's fun. I can't wait to see more.
All right, so I got one last question before we get going for the night, and this is a question I haven't asked anybody on stream yet or
Ooh.
on podcast yet,
Okay.
but it's one of my favorite questions to ask. If you had to have one meal, maybe not for the rest of your life, but what is your favorite meal? It could be something maybe like your grandma made you when you were young, and you know what I mean. Whatever it is, what's your favorite meal? The whole thing, drinks,
Sushi.
everything. Sushi.
Sushi.
Okay. Anything like a particular roll or?
Oh man, there's so many good options. I think I'm very like my wife has introduced me to so many things that I never knew existed. So every time I think about sushi, it's like one of our first dates where I was like, I don't know if I like that or not. Like, I don't think I would want to eat this. And then just like, so there's good memories of it. And then like, if you go to a place that's like really fresh and like the atmosphere and all that's just right and everything's perfect, like that's one of the best meals I've ever had, honestly.
Yeah. Oh man,
Definitely.
this is
And I like eating if you can't tell.
oh,
but
you should see. I like eating a lot too.
but I mean Taco Bell though,
Oh my gosh,
not
this
too
is like
bad.
my food. I gotta eat after this.
Oh,
Well, thank you so much, Coach, for coming on.
oh yeah, dude.
Obviously, I mean, I know us talking like to really this means a lot to me because I just love getting to know people more, and you're one person to where too. I don't know if you've seen, but in the past couple months, I started a new job to where my streaming spin off, my
Hmm.
even just being a part of communities has been off. I'm trying to be more involved now that it's kind of like I'm getting used to where I'm working and everything. But I felt like I was kind of distant to where doing this is, like I said, another way to get to know people, and I really appreciate you coming on, and I thank you for that.
This, like I said earlier, this has been a blast. Let's do it again. Let's do it again.
Oh, for sure. I'm even thinking this is, I guess, like a little sneak peek possible, but doing it to where I'll have like obviously you'd be featured in the week that you're on, but maybe on
Hmm.
like a Friday, dropping one that's like me, you, Firefox, and Smitty, to where it's like all of us just talking about like random things.
I can be down with that, definitely, dude.
All right. Well, I'll let you get to streaming in a little bit. I'll most likely be in there. And yeah, thanks to everybody. Thanks to you obviously, but thank you to everybody watching. And oh, before we go, plug yourself. Where can we find you?
Twitch.tv/Coast, KHOAST. Love you
And
guys.
Twitter.
Underscore Coast, same spelling.
All right. Well, go follow him. Show him some love. If you guys like this video, like it. If you're listening to it on Spotify or on Apple Podcasts, hopefully everything's good by then and it is on there. Leave a review if you want. Let me know anything that I can improve on or any questions you want to ask future people. And yeah, that is it, guys. Thank you for stopping by. Have a good one. Bye.